more waste anybody's time. So we have a slideshow that everybody gets to have something to look at. We have awards, a bunch of agents doing a lot of great things. We're going to cover that. And I'm going to do some brief trainings on what's coming up. Briefly though, out of everyone, and drop it in the chat box if you actually can. Have you done business planning yet? Have you done your business planning for 2021? Just drop it into the chat box. I'm really curious as to how many people are like, they're ready, or they're in the process of getting ready, or they're like, well, I'm gonna wing it, right? And which is probably more likely of everybody else. Most people are gonna wing it a little bit. Not yet, getting ready. No, all day meeting tomorrow. Perfect, Michelle. Braden's ready. So we have 2 business planning clinics. So we have the business planning clinic that's going to be Zoom from the region, and that's tomorrow. It's all day long tomorrow. And then we have a couple more people jumping in. And then we have the ALC business planning clinic that's going to be on the 9th. And that's only 4 hours. So it's from 12 to 4. It's going to replace the team meeting on December 9th. So the reason we're going to do one specifically with the ALC, and then we have this one from the region, is I think we have agents in a couple of different categories, and business planning from the perspective of a brand new agent is going to be a little bit different than the business planning of an agent that's done several deals or has some momentum and understands some things. It's the conversation on the 9th isn't going to be too outrageous to where if you're new or if you're never gone through a business planning that you won't be able to do it. We're just going to skip through some of the mindset stuff. We're going to skip past like trying to understand and overcome mindset obstacles and things like that, and we're going to get right down to the nuts and bolts of how to plan out an effective, purposeful business over the next 12 months. And it's actually going to be modeled and reflective of what we're doing here at the brokerage. And I was in a training yesterday with some of the new agents, and I was talking about how our agents' businesses with their buyers and sellers are almost identical in other terms, other than just changing the name, identical to my business of a brokerage is you as my agents. So you as my agents are my clients, and your clients are buyers and sellers. Does that make sense? And I don't know if that relationship is expressed enough at the brokerage level. And what I want to continue to reiterate what our value is at KW. We do a horrible job of telling our own story. And so as we get better at doing that, that's me, that's Dave, that's Katie, Dina, Ashlyn. Welcome, Ashlyn. So Ashlyn's our director of first impressions out of in the front. Brent Taylor. Our job and our role is to service you as the agents. And the higher level that we can do that, the more likely you're going to be able to produce, and the more likely you're going to bring more agents to the brokerage, right? Which is what our business is. The more agents we have, the better we do as a brokerage. And it can't come at the cost of what? What can it come at the cost of? Some of this will be interactive, but some of them can be rhetorical questions, but it's helpful if somebody interacts. But we at a brokerage, what do you not want to see happen in a big office with lots of agents? You don't want to lose attention, right? You don't want to feel like you're just another person that's part of the brokerage, right? And so the same thing's going to happen with your clients, right? The same thing's going to happen with your buyers and your sellers. Is that there's a priority that you're going to put to your business, and you're going to want to give a certain amount of service to everyone, right? Whether they're buying a $300,000 house or $1 million house, the service should be the same. Whether I have a brand new agent that's just getting into the business, or I have Bob Richards and Rod Packer and the Dave Weeks that have been in the business a long time, I need to give a really high level of service to everybody, right? And so that's where we have to do it as a team. Just like you'll create a team as you get higher and higher transactions, you want to create a team and a business that can continue to support that kind of level of service. So that's our commitment to you guys at the brokerage level. And if we're failing at that, it's going to reflect in people leave. They don't send referrals to us to say, hey, we have these agents that want to come to KW. It's going to be reflected in the morale and the culture that we have, attendance at team meeting, where we have these indicators of how well our business is doing. And you guys have the same one. So I really want to focus 2021 around those 2 things from our brokerage to you. That's my business plan. And then we're going to help as your individual business plans come together. I actually drew a circle to explain this, and it's not even, it's like the worst drawing ever because it's on another piece of paper, because that's what I do. I just take notes randomly on whatever's sitting around me, and she's laughing. And so the idea is this: you come into the brokerage, right? And we have like this 90 days of getting you up and going. And I'm sure Cherie's already probably going through this, right? Is that we have some training. We have these training elements that'll help you get to some level, but now her path is going to go different from Bill Fowler's path and Braden's path and Molly's path, right? Each one of you have like these new paths that you're going to be going on. And the hard part for me is to make sure that I get individualized training for everybody. And so we do these big meetings where we have team meeting where I give you this broad perspective of real estate, things that you need to know, but really it needs to be a unique experience. Does that sound familiar to what our clients want? What our buyers
Yes.
and sellers want? They want a unique experience, right? So you're no different. My brokerage is no different. Your business as real estate agents is no different. We need to create unique experiences for each one of you. So for me, the business planning clinic is important because if you don't have a plan, I can't help you execute the plan, right? And if we're not on the same page, and it extends to command, right? You hear a lot of us pushing like, hey, you need to get into command, and there's these, um, you know, you have to use command for certain things, but not every business is the same. Holly's business, Bill Fowler's business might not work within command. So as a brokerage, I have to know her business. I got to know Bill's business, and Katie's got to know, and Brent's got to know, and Dave's got to know, Ashlyn's got to know. And that's why business planning is important. I'm gonna get off my soapbox for business planning, but for us to help you, we got to have a plan in place. So tomorrow, if you can make it, sign up for the class. If you need the link, we'll get the link out again. And on the 9th, if you can't make it tomorrow, because obviously it's tomorrow, on the 9th from 12 to 4. It was already team meeting, so there's already an hour in there that you should have had accounted for. But from 12 to 4, the ALC is going to meet. It's going to be a small group in person with Marcus, our owner. If you haven't met Marcus, I highly recommend just jumping in because he gives a way better explanation and perspective and training than I do. So I need to rely on those people that are better than I am. So Marcus will be a great person to do that. So now that I got off my business planning soapbox for 7 minutes, because I'm a master of my schedule, I'm going to jump into the training of rewards. And one of the people that just jumped onto the group, I'm super excited about because she had her a really great month, and I'm excited to celebrate her. Okay, how do I share my screen again? Just kidding. Yeah, kind of. I kind of don't like hitting present, to be really honest with you, because I can't like not toggle and like click the things. This is happy's not crappies, guys. So this is what I don't like doing. Like, hey, what's one good thing, or bucket fills or things like that. I like happy's not crappies, and if Jeremy Larkin's watching this, he'll get a kick out of that. Happy birthdays is what we're starting with. Everybody can see this, right? I'm not talking to myself. Everybody can see this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So birthdays, Eli, I saw you on here, man. Happy birthday, man. I hope you had a good time. Kurt Mitchell, Michelle Rodebeck, Blake Bolter, Braden, you guys can read. Happy birthday, guys. We're happy to have you here. If you're like me, you probably worked on your birthday. Happy work anniversary. This is different. Jamie, Lance, Trisha, Devin, Rusty, Bill, Jenny, Seth, Marilyn, Jalen. Jalen's not around yet. He's still doing summer sales, but he'll be back in the game here shortly. But happy work anniversary. You guys are awesome. Some of you have been here a lot longer than others, and some of you have just come back recently, Jamie and Lance. So I'm glad you guys made it here another month or another year. So new agents. Okay, we got a big list of agents here. This isn't everybody over the last couple of months. We probably have 6 or 7 more coming on this month. But Travis, Jessica Hall is joining Bill Hobson's group. Sarah Smith, she's a great agent from Montana. She ran a brokerage up there. She's moved down to St. George. She's a great resource. She's a broker, incredible knowledge about investments and things like that. So Sarah is going to be a great asset to all of us here. I mean, especially me. I've learned so much from her. Just in a short amount of time that she's been here. Brielle Wallace, I'm super excited to have her. And Holly Celeste is joining Julia's team. Holly Gardner's joining Julie Millett and Jill Olson. Michelle Rodebeck, Joe Wright. Joe Wright used to be in the business, and then he crushed it selling all kinds of other things and ran a auto repair shop, if you know Wright Automotive. Joe's going to be joining the Larkin group, and Jeremy's very lucky to have him, and I hope he knows that. Cassie Anderson, everybody knows Cassie. She's not new to KW, she's a new agent, which is incredible for her. She's gone through a really long journey over the last 12 months, and I'm super happy for you, Cassie. Not that I'm not happy for everybody else, but Cassie, we love you. Okay, happies, not crappies. I need somebody to share with me some happies, not crappies. I heard somebody said, oh, Cherie, share your happy now that everybody's here.
I closed my first deal today. It's done.
Today. Yay, Zoom 5, Zoom 5. Woo-woo. Claps. Who else? Give me a happy, not a crappy. Don't all talk at once. Everybody's trying to figure out the mute button. I'll just sit in silence. I'm okay with that.
Brielle Wallace got her first deal under contract, and it is a home for herself, which
yeah,
is
Brielle. Good job, Brielle. That's awesome. I don't know if Brielle's on here. I don't think she is. That's okay. Oh yeah, Lance is racing the Baja. Thanks, Dave. I forgot. I saw that he just got there today. Lance Clifford is racing the Baja 1000, and I think he did it like 10 years ago, right, Dave? Something like that.
I think he's done it every year for about the past 10 years.
He has done it every single year.
He's won it a couple times.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So Lance is doing the Baja, living the dream right down there. Those are a couple of good ones. Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling. October cappers, Jeremy Larkin, Molly Maurer. Good job. Yay. That's awesome, Molly. Kara Street, Jill Olson, Dusty Wright, Nate Shaw. Great job, everybody. Super excited. You got to keep 100% of your commissions for the rest of your 12-month roll. First closings, Andrea Lucart with Bill Hobson's team. Eli, well done, my man. Kayla Evans, which is incredible. If you don't know Kayla, she, I actually would suck at real estate if it wasn't for Kayla. She helped me for a long time as an admin, and now she's crushing it as a real estate agent. Kurt Mitchell, Taylor Langston, well done. Taylor coming in hot, less than, 30 days? Are you even on, Taylor? I don't think Taylor's on. It's probably been less than 30 days he's been in the business, and he's already got his first closing, so congratulations. First listing, Greg Stevens. I haven't seen him around the office lately, but if you see Greg, great job for Greg getting some listings up there on the board. I think he's got some land listed. I'm surprised we'll probably see a closing happening with him pretty quickly if you got a listing. All right, we're going to jump into awards. Top individual listings taken, 2 listings. Okay, listen, that doesn't sound like a lot. Can everybody agree that 2 listings doesn't sound like a lot? It sounds like a lot to me. I look at what the inventory is, and there's nobody getting listings at all. So 2 listings, that's like 12% of the market or something like that right now. So 2 listings, well done. Rod Packer, Lisa Black, Bill Wilkie. So I don't think they all got 2 listings, right? They all got 2 listings. So it's a tie. It's a triple tie for first place. Individual. This is my favorite thing right here. Is that Jamie Singleton finally booted Kate Entz from being the top closed volume in our office as a single agent. That is awesome. If you don't know Jamie, you need to know Jamie, and she's probably going to just have her name at the top here. We don't even have to put Kate's name in here anymore. She's just going to continually be in the top individual agent until she starts growing a team, and then she'll be the team, and then group, and then forward. So Jamie, I think you're on. You're doing incredible. It's exciting to see you do this. I appreciate you. Top teams listings taken, Red Sands, Holly, well done. Holly and Kaylee. 4 listings, Jackie Rudin, Jackie and Cammie, well done. 4 listings for you guys. Top team volume closed, St. George Luxury Group, Julie, Jill, and their new member, Holly, 3.5 million in closed volume in a single month. Excuse me, that was right in the mic, sorry about that. Top group taken. Top group listings taken, 13 listings. See, there's a big difference here. There's a big gap between the 2. And I would say a big reason why Nate and Joe and Leslie and Taylor and Lori and Tia, they took 13 listings because they're creating inventory, right? They're going in and putting themselves in a situation where they do new builds, developments. That's going to be a big portion of the listing market over the next 12 months. I'm going to stomp on the ground saying listings are going to be dominated by new builds and land development over the next 12 to 18 months. Okay, so if you're saying, how do I get listings? And you're trying to come up with a strategy, one of those strategies potentially is get into a relationship with a builder or a developer and start honing in on those skills to take advantage of that being a big part of our market. Inventory is short specifically because we haven't built enough homes over the last 10 years and demand is higher than it's ever been. And that's not going to let up for a while. Okay, and everybody could probably agree to that. And that's the focus, right? So you're going to see agents dominating the listings that are going to be taking new builds and developments. Okay, that's who's going to dominate the market over the next 12 to 18 months. Top closed group volume, $12.9 million in a single month. That's a crazy number, and it's fun to see. Great job, Nate and Joe and Leslie and Taylor and Lori and Tia. Good job, guys. Okay, our numbers, we're gonna, I really don't wanna waste a whole lot of time in the meeting today. The Zoom, can we make a short Zoom? Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Unless you're like dying for me to just keep talking. So we're gonna go through this is Keller Williams international numbers. You'll probably see we've kind of upped our social media game a little bit of trying to tell our story. Our numbers at KWRI are pretty incredible, and it's hard to like reference it to, you know, the rest of the industry, Realty and all the different brokerages, Remax, ERA, and then, you know, you go to the local individual independent brokerages, you don't really get the accurate numbers because anyway, but our numbers are incredible as a company, and the listings taken as a country is totally different. So when we think of KWRI, that's 180,000 agents across the globe. We have 55 regions of the world. So looking at these numbers, it's interesting to see, but it's also not really helpful for us, okay, truthfully, because we're a local market and real estate is hyper local. So when we're looking at our numbers, this is something to look at, and it's kind of be, you know, exciting number, but I don't put a lot of stock in the KWRI numbers when I'm trying to apply it to my own business. Okay, the market center numbers, obviously this is going to be good, and then the Utah numbers. So the next slide, see the Utah region. The Utah region is only the state of Utah, so that's helpful in knowing that only in Utah. But would you all agree that the Salt Lake market is a little different than the St. George market? Probably, yeah. There's a bunch of people on here that I don't see videos on, so if you guys turn on your video, Nate, I know you're driving. I don't care. I want to see your face. It's hard to talk to myself. Okay, there you go. He's got a mascot and everything. Oh, he's in a new build. Nate Schaefer talk. Oh, he's eating. He's getting food. He's at Zupa's. He's at Zupa's. I know it. I know that place. I was just there. Okay, sorry. That's totally sidebar. Sorry, guys. Okay, so thank you for turning on your cameras. Back to KW St. George. Okay, these are our market center numbers. These are pretty fun numbers for me, specifically because this is my business. Closed units month over month, we're up 57%. Year to date, we're up 15%. In a market where like the number of transactions closed is not this, it's like 6% year over year. So the number of closings that's happened as a market, as the WCBR goes, is like 6%. So we're up 15%. So we're outpacing the market by double. Okay, that's a story we want to take to our clients. When we're sitting down, we're in a competitive environment, or if we're talking to a buyer who's like on the market and you're trying to show value and saying like, hey, as a real estate agent, I know what's happening. And because I'm part of Keller Williams, this is what Keller Williams is doing here in St. George. We're outpacing the market by double of the rest of the agents. You take that story with you, and not only is it true, but it's also really helpful in feeling confident about the things you're saying and showing value, right? Because we always have this big I don't have anything to draw on. This freaking sucks. And you can't see my face very much because I'm a tiny little box in your screen and I'm doing this and nobody can tell. So anyway, we want our value to exceed our price, right? So if we want a 3% commission, the consumer wants to see value that matches that 3% commission, and everybody's getting knocked on the head with commissions, right? So the more value you can provide them, the more value that they can see in you, the less you'll have to negotiate commissions because they're like, well, this guy's totally worth it, right? Or this gal's totally worth it. So outpacing the market by double is a great conversation. Closed volume, year to date, we're up 38%, 64% year over month over month. Listings taken, 4.5%. We're up year over year with listings taken in a really tough listings market. That's great. Listings taken volume, this is crazy, is the listings taken volume, okay? So when you look at setting the market, we look at listings as setting the market, right? Why? Because I put a home on the market at this value, a buyer buys it, okay? If our listings sold is up 9%, so we're actually setting a higher expectation for values in St. George. We're selling homes for more in KW St. George than the market is selling homes for. Not only are we taking higher value homes, but potentially we're marketing homes for more than what other brokerages are selling these homes for. Same, let's say use a 3-bed, 2-bed house or a 3-bed, 2-bath house in Royal Oaks, right? I have an investment property there. The assumption could be made that a KW agent is going to get more for that house based on these numbers than another agent in a different brokerage. That you can use these as a storyline that you can tell your clients and your listings. This is why we have value. We're getting 23% more in taking volume. We're taking 23% more in value than we did last year. Okay, 9% up in sold volume. Okay, meaning we're selling homes for 9% more than we were last year. That's an appreciated value of 9%. If we get a 9% return on anything, we're psyched about that, right? Everybody agree? So 9% appreciation is great, and that means that we're taking the lead on that. Listings sold volume. I'm sorry, this was units. My bad. This is units. Listing sold unit, listing volume is down here 31%. Stories are the same, right? 31% more in volume, and I just messed that up. Undo button. Let's see if it works. Yay, okay. Contracts written, we've put 75% more contracts on the table. This is rough though, because we were writing a lot of contracts, but not a lot are getting accepted. And who feels that same thing? Everybody's probably like, yeah, I'm running a ton of contracts and not making any money. So this is just indicative of the market, right? Contracts written volume. So we're selling the volume. That's just a crazy number, right? 41% more year to date than last year in the volume of values that we're putting on the market. This is where a bubble starts to be created, right? We have to be aware that this is fake value. Okay, it's real to us right in this moment, but we're going to look back 5 years from now and be like, oh, what the hell were we thinking, right? But we don't have any control over it, right? The market, we're along for the ride, right? We're just on the surfboard letting the wave crash, right? It will eventually start to shift out. We can't see values like this and appreciation like this forever. It's gonna have to shift over. If we're watching the numbers every month, every week, in some cases every quarter, then we can see the shift coming. The shifts happen in 6 and 12 and 18-month intervals. So you can see where we're headed. So as long as we're tuning into the market on a monthly basis, we're going to be able to wave the white flag and be like, up, it's going the other direction now. We're still on a rocket ship up, but it's going to have to adjust eventually. Closed GCI value, 36% more money in your pocket this year than last year. And I'm sure there's agents on this call be like, yep, the best year I've ever had, right, Holly? I know that you guys are making more money because these are the numbers, right? Closed GCI, you're making more money, 36% more money this year than last year. And if I was going to get a 36% raise, Marcus would laugh in my face. There's no way I'm going to get Marcus to pay me 36% more next year than this year. In real estate, we have the opportunity to make that much more money in 1 year. That's awesome. Okay, we want to be excited about that. Okay, Utah region. I'm not going to cover each one of those, but it matches a lot of the market and what we're at. But listings taken, I think, is something that we really need to see as a focus down as a region, 5%, and as a state, we're down, right? Listings taken, there's just not as much there's not as many homes for sale than there were last year across the state. In the WCBR, though, that's a different story. Okay, WCBR, we still have an increasing amount of listings year over year. We're not, people aren't selling or people aren't staying. Here in Washington County, they're still selling their home. It feels like they're not because of inventory being short. They still are selling, but it's because demand is so overwhelming that it's making us feel like people don't want to sell their house. Okay, so don't let that story in your head be like, well, nobody wants to sell. People want to sell. Trust me. It's just convincing them that you're the person to get the listing, and also that it makes sense for them to sell. Okay, and it's having as many conversations as you can because you're competing with 1,700 other agents. Okay, Q3 performance, best quarter ever. You can watch that somewhere else. You don't have to watch that video. This is a reverse bold. Who was telling me? Was Marlene? Were you telling me about the reverse bold? Oh, it was Holly. It was Holly. Holly was telling me about reverse bold. I'm still, because this is, I'm going to put this as like a cliffhanger. Holly, I want you to tell me how it goes. And if you'll share it on another team meeting, how your reverse bold went, I would love to hear that story. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not doing it till the 1st of December. So
Perfect. Perfect. So in January, the reverse bold is basically this in a nutshell. You're trying to get 200 people to call you in one day. Right? You're
Yep.
trying to create a marketing situation where you have 100 or 200 people reach out to you versus you going to them, right? And so this is a good video on how to do it, and I'll put it in the Facebook group. I'll link the link. This is his goofy James Shaw. He's the funniest guy because he's just normal dude. Like there's nothing dynamic about him, but he crushes it in real estate, and he's a great trainer too. But James Shaw is the one that kind of teaches on it, and so I'll drop that link in the Facebook group so you guys can watch that. And Holly, I'm excited to see how you do. Okay. Okay, let me keep rolling here. Everybody's hanging in there. No one's bored yet. Trending on Outfront. Everybody's familiar with Outfront magazine. So if you go on to KW Connect, there's a tab. Oh, it also has its own URL, believe it or not. Outfront.kw.com. And it has, let me copy this. I'm not going to do that. For whatever reason, my computer's running really slow right this second, so I'm not going to even try. I'll post the Outfront articles. It's a really good place that you can go get some like one-liners that you can share with your clients and little tips and tricks to start trying to use within your business. The one thing I will say is I'm victim of looking for the new thing. Instead of just coming up with a strategy we're going to talk about in the business planning clinic, coming up with a strategy and running that out and not being like, well, what else should I be doing? Marlene and I have talked about this before, right? Is where we want to give ourselves time to let those strategies work. We don't want to be always looking for, oh, hey, there's this new idea over here. Like, oh, the reverse bold, I'm going to do that, right? It's if you're going to do a reverse bold, let's plan it into one of your quarters, one of your 90-day strategies, assuming something else is not working, right? So try to stay away from jumping into the newest thing. So I'm going to give options out for everybody. It doesn't mean everybody's got to jump on it, but know that there's resources. If you're looking to change some strategies, we'll talk about it in the Business Planning Clinic. Outfront magazine and outfront.kw.com is a good source for that, okay? Here we go. The all new KW Connect page. It's not new. I don't know on the slides in here. It's new-ish, I guess. There's a lot of content on the top, just like right when you log in, versus having maybe Connect Live is the only thing up there, or like a scrolling feed. There's a ton of stuff. So just kind of start scrolling through, and there's lots of marketing kits. There's on-demand training, so like popular videos. Fall masterminds is going on right now for all MAPS coaches. I should actually be on that right now, but this is more important to me. But fall masterminds is going on right now. They'll have videos being released to that. Fall masterminds is awesome. If you don't know, if you're in KW MAPS coaching, you're invited, and you could pay for it outside of MAPS coaching, but you get invited to a lot of our top industry leaders interview new agents, like rookie agents that have done X amount of transactions in a single year, like Bill Fowler's. Like somebody needs to interview Bill Fowler and how he's crushed it over his first 12 months, right? So like that's what they do, is they go through their P&Ls, they go through their marketing strategies, what's made them successful. So it's a really good, it's almost like an agent panel that you have on demand. I would love to have agents jump on here and you can see the successes from our local agents. Sometimes it's hard to get 2 or 3 on, but that's one of my training strategies for next year, is to have agents come in and share their successes with our other local agents and share some ideas. But Fall Masterminds does that, and going to KW Connect page and jumping in and kind of plugging into what's happening at the international level, they've really gotten better about giving us valuable information that we can kind of quickly go find something good and then move on to another thing that you're doing during the day, but you can stay connected. KW Connect, right? They crushed it with the name. New to Command, man, it's every day. Command for Teams. Command changes so much that I'm not going to waste any time on this. If you're using Command at any level and you see a training on Command, assume there's something new there. There's not going to be like the thing that you heard before. Please, like if I could get one thing across with the command is, and I said this on my training yesterday, it's when Matt Green first came in and talked about command, he's one of our operating principals, he's one of our owners. He talked about it being like a little toddler, right? And when you have a little kid and they learn to walk for the first time, everybody's so excited, right? But it's like every human in like most humans, 99% of humans learn to walk, right? Is that really a monumental thing? He's supposed to learn how to walk. Why are we so excited about that? Because he's our kid, right? And it's fun to see the development and the growth on it. For me, that's how command is, right? It's like, it was kind of crappy. Like honestly, even 12 months ago, it was pretty crappy. And over the last year, it's just learning all of these things because we're as agents pumping and using it and teaching it to do things and going to support and dealing with some challenges. And a lot of agents have dealt with some really annoying challenges and really difficult things to swallow sometimes when there's been some mistakes made. But it's slowly growing into an adolescent. And if we put it in the framework of the different CRMs that are out there, there's the Boomtowns and the Brivities and the you name it, they've been doing this for probably 10 years, if not more. And so the development side of that is going to take time. KW Command is a 3-year-old toddler that's still learning how to do things. So every single training that we do here at the Market Center, or if it's available from the region or for KWRI, there's something new in there. And plug in where you can if you're going to use command. If you're not going to use command, awesome. Let's figure out the best CRM for you. And Katie and I and Brent and Dave and Dina, we're going to help you crush that CRM. It doesn't matter which CRM you guys use, in our opinion. It's just that command is an option. Other CRMs are an option, but know that command is always changing. We're going to be changing it on a weekly, monthly basis. So keep up to date with it as much as you can and plug into the trainings when you can, because it's really hard for us to do one-on-one specifics for everyone in every scenario. But if you can get into some of these groups and learn some pieces as they change, it's going to be helpful for us to help you. Okay. Any questions on that? No, obviously, it's like a rhetorical. Obviously, there's no questions on that. What was I asking a question about? New to command. Okay, quick posts in campaigns. I'm not familiar with this. I'll post this in here. Quick posts on your social media page. If you watch The Social Dilemma, it'll make you want to shut off all your social media pages. She's going to be doing a designs in campaigns class. The best feature I love about command is that I can post on social media and I don't ever have to log into social media, right? And so that's a great feature. It doesn't operate the same as if you logged in, but then you also don't get sucked down the rabbit hole of freaking looking at your friends rant about something. I don't know. So being able to post right out of command is actually a really huge benefit for me. They have a new email templates within campaigns. The email is it looks super clean, so you can put them up on automatic email drops that previously, even like 3 months ago, you could barely, it was like one option and it looked not that great. And they're just coming out with new templates, and you can have native videos posted, like my bomb videos that you guys see me make stupid faces on. Like those kind of videos you can have native into your emails, which normally costs you money to do it with MailChimp or some other program. It's integrated right into command. So there's some cool stuff there. So lots of new things with command. So jump into that. New designs. There's these are our WIC 4CT 2TE. There's a song. I'll have Holly sing it for you one day. Or Rebecca Bundy, I'm sure knows the song. She 100% knows the song. Marlene's laughing too. But yeah, the different value propositions of how we believe, our belief system here at KW, and these are the win-win: integrity, customers first, commitment in all things, communication, creativity, teamwork, all that stuff. So there's some cool social media posts that you can just post into your feed that helps, looks professional, but doesn't have to make you think through anything. We got some Veterans Day stuff. It's just late. But Turkey Day designs, some cute ones that you guys can use. I said cute. Yep, I said it. I said it. E-Edge transition. Somebody's using E-Edge. I know there's somebody not on this call on E-Edge. Why do you think that they're not on this call, that they're using E-Edge? Because they're not paying attention to what's potentially happening. E-Edge is going away because market leader is charging Keller Williams to use it. This is why we went to Command. I don't want to pay a third-party company to be doing my CRM. eEdge is transitioning. Okay, December 1st is the last day. If you're using eEdge, you know anybody that's using eEdge, please have them reach out to me so we can make sure that something's happening. Marlene raised her hand. I love that. I love.
Yeah, I just have a question. I don't use eEdge for anything except for going to get my multi-year trend report. Is there a different place we can get that?
So that's different from eEdge. The multi-year trend report is in it's the intranet. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
still going to be there. It's just
Oh.
your portal. Like when you log into the intranet, Marlene, and you click on, you know, what you would normally have done in your CRM, most of that's going to look the same. There just won't be access to a CRM from that MyKW webpage. Okay.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
eventually that MyKW webpage is going to go away and we're going to get reports directly into Command, and you'll be able to just pull up Command and have your multi-year trend report right there handy in the reports section, which is going to be so awesome because getting reports right now is annoying. Would you agree? Like finding the reports is very difficult. So they're moving that into Command. It's just going to take some time because there's 30 years worth of data in there that they're trying to transition over. Okay. So eEdge, spread the word. If you know somebody that's using it, Karen maybe using eEdge. I hope you're not using eEdge. FSO has gone digital. So FSO is all about financing or financials within your business. Okay, and this is mainly for market centers. There is some value to teams that are wanting to do branch partnerships and run their own little mini Keller Williams office, very similar to what Julia is doing. FSO is a really great. It's kind of a master's business class. Okay, it's a master's in business. Is what you go and take at a university. This is how to run, you know, financials in a business. So this is it's a great class. I'm required to take it as a team leader because I can't suck at that. But I would probably take this over and over and over and over again because you're going to learn so much out of it. So FSO is an option. We have so many classes that you guys can take that can really bump your business up. Some of us just need the little stuff first. Open enrollment. So Stride and KW have a health insurance. Like it says, made easy for KW agents. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the benefits. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. If you guys know, please let me know. But it is open enrollment through December 15th. So you got a couple of weeks. So if you're looking for some health insurance or just want to shop a quote or see if that's an option, know any other agents in other brokerages that need health insurance that are not a part of a brokerage that can provide that for them. It's a great recruiting tool. Add them in your profit share tree. You'll make some money. And then thank you. That's the last one. That's it, guys. We did it. What else should we be talking about, or what other questions do you have? Because it is right now, I got a clock right there, 12:35. What do we want to talk about? Oh, the Santa freaking thing. I do want to talk about that. Thank you, Katie. I still need to get an outline for all of you. But before I go into that, because I can go on for about 20 minutes on this, and I'm recording it, which is great. So then I can just drop this little snip. Am I recording? I should be recording. I am recording. Now we can just look at everybody's faces. I'm gonna talk about that. Anybody else want to talk? You have questions about the market? Jamie Singleton walked in. No, not Jamie Singleton. Jamie Archibald. I'll do that often. Jamie Archibald came in and dropped some crazy, interesting information about rural housing and how to help really first-time buyers or low-income buyers get into a program with a state that's incredible. And I'm hoping to have her talk about it more because I won't do it justice. But there's some unique financing options for buyers right now that I know there's somebody in your database right now that would buy a home but doesn't think they can, or there's not a program that they've found that'll help them. Okay, so if you're looking for unique financing options, we can kind of set up a group, and if there's somebody who wants to lead it, that'd be great because I can lead everything. But really get creative around that. We can share some ideas and mastermind about that. What else? Anybody else? I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Santa event. What I wanted to do, which isn't really important, is I wanted to have Santa Claus here from the North Pole for real in his reindeers at the Main Street office at the Brick House, where Julia's office is at. And we're going to have pictures taken. We're going to invite our clients and have pictures taken because the Dickens Festival is going to be the only place we can get pictures with Santa, right? I wanted to do that. We're going to have cookies, hot chocolate. That all doesn't matter because we can't do that. So the alternative is a client event in St. George that is really needed. I promise you, if you have children, this is something that's needed. So if you think that you don't have very many people in your database that have kids, you're probably wrong. They might have grandkids, or they have nieces and nephews, or they have some human that's a small individual that probably wants to have a little Christmas magic, right? So this is the plan, and I'm going to get it out and explain it to everybody in a written language, but it's going to start next week is when you're going to want to start getting people out. I'm going to have a Santa box here at the office, okay? You're going to have your clients write a letter to Santa, and they're going to drop it in the box here. Holly's client comes in, she drops it off, little Sally, Susie. Hey, how are you? Great. What agent sent you over here? Oh, Holly. We're so excited to do this. This is so great. Holly wanted you to have this. I'll have, we can start with the office is going to say candy canes for everybody, okay? If you want a unique gift, it's on you guys. You got to give me your unique gifts that we're giving to your clients that are dropping off, like whether it's cookies or something else, but we're going to have a candy cane. Holly wanted you to have this. Merry Christmas, okay? They leave. We're going to send them a response from Santa to their primary address, okay? Think of all the touches that you get to have with your database. We're going to send them a response from Santa, not with your branding on it, obviously, but they're going to think, Holly, man, she's so sweet. This was so awesome, right? Then you can follow up with your client after Christmas and say, hey, how was your Christmas? And you had 3 touches, potentially 4 or 5, depending on how you roll this out. You have a follow-up that can be everything that has nothing to do with real estate and build relationships with your clients. You can even use it as a lead generation tool. If you're not sure how to turn it into lead generation, let's talk more about that. But does this sound like a fun idea that you can invite all your clients to? They could drop letters off. We send it to them. It's simple. It doesn't require you guys to do very much as an agent to put on an event. But if I'm a 6-year-old and I get a letter from Santa, that's pretty awesome, right? And so for a lot of them, Christmas is going to be different. We don't have like Santa Dash. There's a bunch of stuff in town that's not really going to be happening, that this might be helpful to either capture some database clients, capture some new clients, or also an opportunity for you to just get into a better conversation with the people that are already in your database and have it not be about real estate because nobody really cares, right? They want to hear from you, but they don't want to talk about real estate, most likely. Okay. So does this sound like a good idea? Yeah. Some people?
I think it sounds like a great idea.
I think it sounds like a good idea. Good job.
Thank you, Sarah. I love the
Good
interaction.
job. You
Somebody's actually
betcha.
listening to me. Yay. What, Karen?
I said good job. Can you hear me? I'm in Harmon's.
Ooh, I got a good job. You're in Harmon's. I love that. I love you guys are on team meeting at Harmon's. Nate's in his car. I don't know what Dave was doing. He was outside. This is awesome. I love this. So this is the best part about team meeting on Zoom. This is actually the one thing I love about this is that you can jump in when you don't actually have the time to do it. It's going to start on Monday is my encouragement. The reason why is that if I'm a kid, I'm writing to Santa now, right? I'm writing to Santa before Thanksgiving for Black Friday. I'm going to start this process right now. So on Monday, we're going to want to start getting this out to our clients so they can come into the office and drop their letters off. And then we're going to do it over the next 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks? Yeah. They won't be able to drop off here till the 30th. We'll talk about that, okay? Like when we're going to start, because the main thing is we want to make sure they get responses. If we don't send them responses, we kind of miss a little bit of the momentum to it and the magic behind it. So I got to make sure I can get it in the mail to make sure they get it to them. Stupid mail goes to Provo. So if you know anybody that we could talk to about that, so I can't mail a letter to freaking Washington Field and not have it go all the way to Provo. Let's have a conversation about that, but I'll get off my soapbox. It's so annoying. Does anybody else think that's stupid or so dumb?
Yes.
Are we not big enough that we could just have somebody just like take it over there? Seriously? Okay. Small town problems. So that's the plan. There's some agents. I'm very stupid. Sherry's plugged in. Because we have some time. We have 15 minutes of dedicated time. Do we want to talk more about this? And I can give some more because I got like 500 ideas to make it way better. But there's like a base level of like expectation, and then as an office, we can only provide so much help, right? Like I can't, Ashland's gonna be like giving out candy canes and cookies and who knows what to all these people, right? So there's going to be a certain amount of like ability that we have to do some of these things, and then there's some stuff that I'm going to rely on you agents to have to do on your own as well, right? I would like to get sponsors for it so you can zero cost it out. If you're a real estate agent, you're doing a client event and you're paying for it, that's for suckers. Okay, because lenders and home warranty people and not title people, but basically everybody else can participate with you in marketing, which is what a client event is. And between 3 sponsors, you can get somebody to pay for every single one of your events. It shouldn't have to come out of your pocket. Yes, Michelle, that's funny. Chick-fil-A should be in charge of USPS. I know the owner, and Devin McDonald does an incredible job of, he ran software companies, and now he runs Chick-fil-A like he ran his software company is what it feels like. He does a great job. I love that guy. Back to the client event. What do we want to talk through? Any questions so far? You're like, okay, how do I do this, or what do I do here?
What about out of town clients that don't live here? Could it be, I don't know, I'm just trying to think around that.
Out of time? That's a good question. Oh, Cherie.
I got an idea. They do that like a virtual email from Santa. So if they live far, maybe they get a virtual email from Santa response.
That's a great idea. I'm going to make it way more difficult. There's a service that you can have Santa call your kids. So you send it in the mail, and then Santa calls them and has like a 13-second conversation with them about how he's busy at the North Pole and that he's excited to drop gifts off at their house. That's an option. I don't know how much Clint would love to call little kids and like Santa Claus, but it'd be funny to watch him do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. He'd like it.
I'm sure he'd like it, but so I think there's some options that we could do, whether it's an email or maybe if you had the database list already and you know like little Susie or little Sally of who they are, and you just automatically send a letter like it's from Santa with their name already on it, versus them having to send you something and you send something to them back in return. Potentially you just send out it. It looks like it's from Santa just automatically because you might have their database. This is important about segmenting your database, right? And knowing who your clients are, is that I should know all of the clients that have kids, right? That should be a tag in my database is kids, maybe under 18. Maybe there's a tag that has kids under 18 or under 10 or something like that, that you can quickly look at a filter and say, I want to have everybody in my database has a child under 10. Right? There's some management goes along with that. That's why you get VAs, but being able to segment out your database so you could quickly pull up a list and send something like that out makes it really easy and not like this time intensive event that feels like you got to painstakingly go through every single one of your clients. So that was a great question, Holly. What else? Ooh, Katie said ooh, and then never mind, which is always such a tease. Like now I have to know. An email. They can't hear you. One for the office. Yeah, this isn't thought out yet, but yes, we might be able to do the email thing too. Just kind of piggybacking on is how we could help you guys with the email thing for out of state. So we'll kind of think through that. What else should we be thinking of? Okay, I want a client event. How am I going to get the message out to everybody? Nobody asked that question. How am I going to notify them? Okay, whether it's going to be direct mail or whether it's going to be a social media post or whatever it's going to be, we want to give them the instructions on how to do it, right? So that's the first touch. The first touch is your ability to reach out to your clients and tell them you're having this event, right? The best touch is what? A phone call. Phone call, right? Is like a voice-to-voice conversation. Hey, how are you? How are the kids? I'm excited for Christmas. We got this thing going on. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Are you interested in this? Yes, we love it. Perfect. Put them on the list. Send them. You do send them a direct mail, giving them the instructions, or an email giving them the instructions. What we're going to have is on the flyer, because we've created a marketing kit for you so that you don't actually have to do any of the marketing. Katie is incredible at marketing. She created a little mini social media kit and an email kit that you can send them the flyer. They just print it out. and it has, you know, what the event details are. At the bottom, it has name, mailing address, phone number, email address, because why do we want that? To update your database is the rhetorical answer. And so then they put that in the letter with Santa, right? They're like, I'm gonna mail this to Santa. That little sheet goes in there to Santa, so we know who to mail it to, right? We don't want to mess that up. It's important that we have that, right? So there's that little sheet there to have it. And then we know who it is and where it's going to go and all that stuff, right? So they drop that out. It's important they do that because I can't send a response if I don't know who it is. Okay, so they got to fill out that sheet. So it'd be great to have a voice to voice, but you could do social media videos promoting it. You could do voicemail drops. So there's a company called Slide Dial, which we all probably hate, but it's a great marketing tool for a real estate agent, is where you upload your list into a database, record the voicemail, send it to that database, and it never rings their phone. It just drops the little voicemail into their inbox. And they like, oh, I missed a call from Michelle. And they listen to it, and she's like, hey, it's Michelle. I just want to let you know about this event that we're doing, and we'd love to have a Santa letter go out to your kids. Give me a call, I'll give you the details. It's a generic email that goes to everybody, has nobody's specific information, but gets people to call you back. And then now you can have the conversation. You can hit a huge part of your database, and the ones that are engaged that want to do it are going to reach out to you, right? So it's kind of like the reverse bold, right? So there's Slide Dial, write that down, Slide Dial. There's a couple of other ways to do it, right? So getting the message out is important. We're going to do it quickly. I would imagine 10 to 15 clients are going to actually do this. Would everybody agree? 10 to 15, even like the biggest databases, you're probably going to have a very small percentage of your database that's actually going to do it. Does that matter? No. We need to tell the story to everyone, whether they're participating or not. So week 1, we tell them we're having the event. Week 2, we tell them how the event is going. Week 3, we say, hey, this is the final week, right? We just keep telling them that we're doing this event 4 or 5 times across the year. They're not maybe engaged in it, but they see you. They see you're doing something, right? Some agents up at North, they're going to do giveaways every week. Anybody who drops something off at the thing, they're going to give away. It's the 3 weeks of Christmas, right? And you give out gifts. Who wants? There's a car for Michelle, Michelle, car for Cherie, car for Holly. Isn't that Oprah, right? Isn't that what she did? So you get a car. That's what it is. So you could do an award, you know, once a week and do a drawing, and you get another touch. Like, hey, you know, Michelle Roadbeck won the iHome, or I don't know whether it's iHome is a gift anymore. The won this for this week's drawing for this event that we're having. Congratulations! Come by the office. We'd love to see you and pick up your gift. Right? Think of how far that can go with your database. Has nothing to do with real estate, right? We can really get creative of how we engage with our database with client events, but the event itself is not the thing. The event itself is the excuse for all of the other things. Hey, look at that. Sarah and Cade and Jeff are all eating food, and I'm starving. Oh, and it looks like Bowman's got his missionary gear on.
Yeah, we're just going to interrupt the whole meeting.
No, I love it.
This was an accident.
Bowman's got his white shirt and tie on with his name tag. He's looking good.
Here.
Man.
They've all participated in this meeting.
They have not. That's a lie. You just lied
so far.
for them.
Zach says it was great.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
They always pick to go to lunch when I'm having team meetings, so they don't have to invite me, is actually what happens, by the way. So back to work. The event itself has nothing to do with, did I say but? And the event itself is not important. Sorry, that was Holly and me. Nobody knows what else we're talking about. The event itself isn't the purpose, right? All the stuff around the event is the lead generation strategy. Okay, so it's lead generation with your own database. But think of if you're giving out awards, you could do a specific lead generation thing to anybody in St. George, posting it on different sites that you're having this event, and it's open to anybody to do. And all of a sudden, you get names that you've never heard of, and they're writing Braden Peterson on there as the agent that they heard it about, and now you have a contact. Right? You have a contact that you can continue to engage with in certain ways. I'll tell this story. Jeremy Larkin 2 years ago does a PI event. He does a PI event every year. I think Bob does a PI event. I think there's several agents that do PI events. So one year he did it on the radio. He does it on the radio now. He tells everybody on the radio every year now, but it's open for anybody. Okay, it's not just his clients. So for anybody to go get a free pie, you could probably take advantage of that if you send your spouse. He won't even know, and they'll get a free pie. The point of it is on Jeremy Larkin's dime, which is hilarious, by the way, that everybody's going to know that. And I would encourage everybody to do it. I think it'd be funny. He might be mad at me, but it'll be funny. Either way, he's going to be mad. The client we did a drive-through. They drove up. We gave them a pie in the car. They didn't ever have to get in a group. We just did a drive-through pie drop. This nice little couple came in, already listed with another agent, said, oh, we heard it on the radio. I said, oh, great. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care. They didn't tell us anything about that they were selling their house. It was actually listed at the time. They canceled the listing and listed with us. I sold it a month later. I'm not even kidding you. It was a $500,000 house. It wasn't even just like, oh, it was like a $200,000 townhome. It was a very nice house in Dixie Springs. Okay. So that's just one. I mean, we could give a million success stories around client events. You drop that cost.
Robert, that was
nothing.
my listing. You stole that from me with the pie, you jerk.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry, buddy. I forgot that. I forgot that was yours. There's a lot of yeah, face-to-face, voice-to-voice is what Dave Weeks is saying, right? The more we can get engaged with our database, the better. The client events are great excuses to do that. And if you can drive the cost of those events down to nothing, that's a free ROI, right? You're getting infinite return on your investment, and there's nothing better than that, right? Where you can spend $0 and make thousands of dollars, that's why everybody's in this business, right? But only 10% are going to survive because they're not willing to do the hard things. Running a client event like this isn't just, you can't just throw it together, right? It's going to take some focus and some energy to put into it, but the returns are huge. Everybody agree? Shake your head, yes? Okay, great. That's it. Time's up. I don't want to talk anymore. Anybody got anything else? You guys are awesome. I hope to see your face in person again soon. And you got anything else? Okay, I'll get the details out for the Christmas event, I promise. And we'll talk to you later. See you guys.
Thanks, Robert. Bye.